They broke up on Tuesday. They got one song off their album, and then boom, no more. But that happens in the world of music. I'm sure you know about that, right, Eugene?
Yes, yeah. Even though we've been together 20 years.
Which I'm sure you've seen bands fall apart.
Oh, it's great. I love it. I love it. Yeah, usually it happens on a tour because they think, oh, we're going to go on tour. It's going to be so easy. And then they get on tour and they realize there are no Fig Newtons in Europe. You know? Small things that count.
No Twinkies.
No Twinkies. I got to go home. So.
One of the things you talk about in your book is your band, actually quite a bit. You make references to it. Before I get to that, though, I want to talk about some of these chapter names. You can hear me turning the pages here because I have a horrible memory. And like when I opened this book, I saw it around Christmas time, told my wife I had to have it because first off, the book is not just called Fight. It's called Fight, Everything You Wanted to Know About Ass Kicking, but we're afraid you get your ass kicked for asking. It's genius. It's a genius title. It's a mouthful, but it's genius. But like, I mean, these chapter titles, like, there's nothing quite like breaking another man's jaw.
Yeah.
You know, what were the other ones? Oh, Curbs, Car Doors, and You. And what was the other one I liked here? Oh, So You're Knocked Out, Options to Consider. This is, I mean, it's a friendly book. You know, I don't mean friendly like, oh, you know, it's like, you know, make love, not war. But it's friendly like you can look at it and be entertained. The way you write it is very humorous and cynical at the same time. And I mean, I'm assuming you came up with all this on your own.
Yeah, of course.
You didn't have anybody over your shoulder going, oh, you should name it that.
No, in fact, the subtitle, everything you ever want to know about asking, but we're afraid to get asking for asking. I submitted that as a joke. I never thought in 1,000 years that they would like let me get away with it. And the first time they sent me like roughs to look at it was on there. I was like, oh, I got away with it.
I got it. My book is on there.
So they changed. They changed one thing.
What's that?
I had and I'm sure if you're in the MMA community, you've seen there's a great thing with Vanderlei Silva and some guy, and they're doing the backpack drill, you know, where some guy reaches over your back and he's holding on, and they're about to switch to the rear naked choke. And the subhead was, it's only gay if there's eye contact.
That's Vanderlei and Shogun, right?
Yeah, you're right. Good for you. Yeah. So it's only gay if there's eye contact, and they changed that.
My wife has seen that picture, and she just rolls her eyes at it because she does Brazilian
Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah. She's just like, ah. But it's funny.
But it's just funny, and it's true. You know, I mean, if you're a dude, you're not usually that close to another dude ever. You know, so. You're fighting, you know, you don't really look into a guy's eyes.
No, the first time I trained Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and me and another guy were rolling, I was like, man, this is kind of really awkward. And it was like, I was like, I don't even know you, dude. You know?
Why'd you take me to dinner first?
And then, you know, you get used to it. And then, but the weird thing for me is like my wife's gym, there's girls that train there as well. And throughout the time that I trained there, I actually had the opportunity to train with some of the girls that are her friends. Yeah. And then that was weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like I got so used to training with guys, then I started training with these girls, and I was like, now this is awkward.
I don't know. I don't mind training with girls because they will actually try to beat you. You know?
For sure.
So
they got a lot of fighting.
I mean, it becomes it's as desexualized as it is with guys. You just got somebody who's trying to beat your head in. So.
I think the biggest problem I had with it, I should say, is I had a severe weight difference on it, and it kind of made me feel like I was overpowering them when I shouldn't be. You know what I mean?
Well, that's an opportunity for you to work on your technique and your flow. You know,
exactly.
You should be trying to
and that's what my wife told me. That's what she beat into my head anyway.
Yeah, right.
So anyway, back to the book. You talk about your band, and there's actually one of the pictures in there has you on stage. I don't know what song you're singing, but you're completely choking a guy unconscious.
Yeah.
And I love the series of pictures.
Choking and singing.
Yeah, because you got one arm around the guy's neck, and you got the other hand holding the microphone. And the picture, like it's a sequence, and it slowly shows the guy dropping out of the frame of the picture. And it reminded me, I don't know, have you ever seen the video of Maynard?
Yeah.
Doing the exact same thing. He's singing Stranglehold, and he flips the guy over his shoulder and completely puts him to sleep.
Yeah, no, he does a hip throw.
Yeah.
No, but he does a hip throw. I thought he did an arm bar.
I think, you know, I have to watch the video again. It looks like he's
mounted up on top of him, and I think he's got his arm.
You know, I'm going to have to post that video, but I'll have to watch it again to make sure. But regardless, it's the same idea on stage, you know, beating the guy up and singing at the same time, multitasking.
Well, you know what? I tell you what the small difference is. The difference is when Maynard from Tool did it, he was playing a stadium. Okay. And like his security guys let that guy on stage. You know, when we did it, we were playing this club in Bradford, England, and they've been throwing bottles at us for the whole show before that. And this was like the biggest guy in the club, and he had come up to me and was like, you know, wanting to go. So I arm dragged him into a choke and choked him out. And after that, you know, we ran down to the van to make sure they didn't stab our tires or set the van on fire and so on. And
I'm assuming that probably gained you some respect over there.
You know, the next show we played at a club close by, packed.
Well, there you go. There you go. And it seems like fighting at your shows for your book is a pretty common occurrence. We're going to have to check on that in just a few minutes. Got Rage Against the Machine coming up shortly. I'm going to check on traffic on Rock 96.7.